What specific software does a teacher need to use if they're going to create a YouTube channel? Teachers often want to record themselves talking over PowerPoint slides, or perhaps talking over text, or talking over pictures, or talking over some kind of document. And so it's really important that we can record ourselves in a video, but also record the documents and PowerPoint slides, etc., that we want to show to our students. So for example, in the video at the moment, you can see that I'm on the screen, but there's also some PowerPoint slides that I might be wanting to talk over or describe. This is a typical thing for teachers to want to do. So if you're a teacher and you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, you're going to find this video really useful. I'm going to start with some really useful tips about actually setting up your channel. I've managed to build a channel with 66,000 subscribers, but more than that, what I've actually managed to do quite well is to build a business behind my channel. Yes, I make money from YouTube, but actually I make a lot more money from all of the things I sell behind my YouTube channel, and I'm going to describe that first and then show you the software. Let's get started. So the biggest mistake that teachers make is that they always focus on the income that they can earn from YouTube. Now, yes, you can earn an income from YouTube if you have more than a certain number of subscribers and a certain amount of watch time. But remember, YouTube is a great marketing tool. You might want to advertise your services as a teacher, or advertise some of your online courses, or advertise the option to do consultancy work with you or to do training with you. And all of these options would be available for you to sell through your YouTube videos. And that's exactly what I do. I make way more income from the fact that organizations contact me through my videos and ask me to do training with their company, or ask me to do consultancy with their company. One-on-one consultants, often very high-powered consultants who are perhaps wanting to learn to use Zoom or Camtasia or MOVAVI. And so this is the important thing. And just to give you an example, various teachers that I work with at the moment, even with very small numbers on YouTube, they simply use YouTube as an opportunity to promote the fact that they can teach online. They offer a link in the description and people can click on that link and therefore have classes with them. So it's vital that you think in the YouTube videos, what is it that you are promoting behind the video itself? Yes, you might end up making some money from the video, but more importantly, what does that video promote? Now, you're able to promote your YouTube channel through Twitter, through LinkedIn, through Facebook, etc. But really, the way that you're going to get people to click and watch your videos is through YouTube. And therefore, there's something absolutely vital, and that is that you present your video well. And what I mean by that is that you come up with a really good thumbnail. Now, I can actually look through here, YouTube, and I can tell straight away whether someone really knows about making a good thumbnail. There's a whole science behind thumbnails, and just to give you a quick indication, this here is an excellent thumbnail. Nice clear title. The title in the thumbnail is different from the actual written title. In other words, this person is making use of two opportunities to kind of catch the attention of viewers. And also we've got a lovely clear title with a bit of action in the video, and that's a bit of movement in the thumbnail, and that is really important. So I can look through and basically identify people that really know how to make an effective thumbnail. Remember, you've got two opportunities to entice someone to click on your video: through the thumbnail and through the title. I've done a whole course on making thumbnails, and if you want to know more about making thumbnails, then click on the link that's on the screen at the moment. This third point is super important. YouTube needs to know exactly what your video is about. If YouTube shares your video with the right people, they will therefore watch the video because it will be a video that they're interested in. That means YouTube will be able to share more adverts, and therefore YouTube and eventually you will make more money. So if you don't give YouTube all the information that will really help them to understand what your video is about, they're going to share it with the wrong people. the people are not going to click on it, or they're only going to watch it for a few seconds, and then YouTube will quickly lose interest in promoting your video. Remember, there's nothing more powerful than the channel itself for promoting videos. Now, I know this because I've had a few videos that have completely viral. They've produced more than 500,000 views, often even more than that, and those of course generate the most income for me. So you've got to get that right. That is key. So there's a few tips to start with. Now let's look at the software that I think is excellent if you're a teacher and thinking of creating your YouTube channel. Now we're going to use MOVAVI for this example because MOVAVI is so much cheaper than other products that do similar things. So you're getting an excellent video or screen capture recorder for about 1/3 of the price, but with loads of additional facilities. All I need to do in this case is to click on record video, and it's going to open up the video recorder. Now what I'm going to do for this example is I'm going to record myself talking over a PowerPoint slide, which is something that we often do in education. So I'm going to click on this PowerPoint slide here. You can see the recorder here at the top. The option I want is this one, the record one, and I'm just going to mark out the area. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out, notice I don't even go full screen. There's really no need for me to go full screen. Just going to mark out an area, and I'll say perhaps record there. I'm going to move that in slightly, and now we're ready to record. Now just before I start recording a few things, I can turn on the webcam. I'm not going to have the webcam on because I just want to record the screen, but I could include myself here on the screen in the PowerPoint slide if I wanted to. I'm going to turn that off. Make sure that you've got the right microphone connected, so I'm going to use my Blue Yeti microphone. This is a good idea to have on. This records any audio on your system, in other words on the computer if you're perhaps recording a video or something. Now for this example I don't need that because all I'm doing is talking over a PowerPoint slide. And another really useful button to click is this one here because I want to record my cursor. So I've set everything up. I'm going to click on the record button and it's going to count me in. And now I'm going to talk about this slide here, 1 2 3 1 2 3. When I finish, pause. I'm going to double click now to open up the second slide and continue the recording, so I can just resume by clicking here. So now I'm talking about page 2. I'm going to stop that now, and I'm going to click here on page 3, and again just resume and carry on talking. So I'm talking over the PowerPoint slides, bloody blah. I'm going to stop now, and that's instantly going to bring that video into the editor. Now if I wasn't happy with that video I could click here, but I'm going to click on this button. Now I could have recorded that screen full screen. Often when I record PowerPoint slides I don't bother to go full screen. There's often no need. What I'm going to do now is show you how we can then take that PowerPoint slide and really augment it, because MOVAVI offers us loads of options to really make that video look much more professional. And obviously if you're trying to set up a channel you need to do professional videos. YouTube is getting more and more competitive, and that's why a tool like MOVAVI is ideal in education if you're going to do a channel. Let's have a look at just some of the features that MOVAVI has got. So that video is ready, and you can see it's come straight into the MOVAVI editor. In fact I can even play it by just clicking here. And now I'm going to talk about this slide here. Okay, and if I wanted to, if I was happy with that video, I could click now on export, and I could export that as a video. I could upload it to YouTube, or upload it to Google Drive, or upload it to Vimeo. So I could upload it to all sorts of places, including the MOVAVI cloud, which is a special place where you can save your videos if you have an account with MOVAVI. Such an easy way to make a video, but what I'm going to show you in a minute is how we could augment and make this video look a lot more professional. Really quickly, just a bit of self-promotion. If you are interested in learning more about setting up an educational YouTube channel, I do run a course. You simply need to add your name to the waiting list, and then the next time the course runs, which is about every 2 months, I will send you the information. If you're interested, then you can join. You can access the waiting list either below in the description if you're on YouTube, Or if you come over to my website, teachertrainingvideos.com, scroll down and there's an advert about the YouTube course. And in fact, if you click on that, there's a video with more information, and you can also add your name to the waiting list there. The cost is €45. You get a webinar with me, which I record, and I go through all the process from the beginning to end. And then to support you afterwards, there is a complete video course that goes through everything: setting up your channel, all the different things you need to do at the beginning. It then goes through how you can upload videos. It then goes through things like adding thumbnails, descriptions, meta tags, and then there's various little things that you need to learn about when you're making a YouTube channel. It's not particularly difficult, but it's just simply knowing all the things that you need to know. So if you want to join me, please add your name to the list. I won't harass you for any reason apart from sending you the information about the next course that I'm running. Let's get back to the video, and thank you very much. So I think the first thing I'm going to do with this MOVAVI video is have a nice introduction, because at the moment all that happens is the video starts, and it would be nice if we could perhaps put an introduction. And one of the great things is if I come down here to all of the different things that are available to me and click on text, I get all these different text options that I can choose, and I'm going to just look along here, and we've got intro videos, and I'm going to drag one of the intro videos in front of that video, and I'll use this one here because I've used it before and it's quite nice. So I'm just going to drag it. In fact, I can watch it very quickly there. If I just click, you can see it. I'm going to drag that very slowly in front of the video. And now what I can do is by clicking on this button here, I can start to edit that video. So it's opened up. I'm going to click on the text, and the first thing I'm going to do is just change the text. So if I double click, actually it's going to open up here, and I can just put my name. So I'm going to quickly write my name in, and what I can do is always select that name and then just make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to put it down to about 50. That should be fine. Okay, so now I can edit the second part of the text. I can click on here again. I've got the text here, I've got the text here. I'm just going to put video editing. I'm just going to simply write that in. Once I've finished doing my edits to that intro part, I click on this button here. It brings me back to the whole video because I was just editing that particular part. Now I'm back to the whole thing, and let's just play that really quickly. And now I'm going to talk about this. So very simple way. Now I could even add along with that a little bit of music to perhaps make it a little bit more interesting. So if I come down here, again, you've got all these options, filters and transitions and titles. And one of them, if I click here on import, I think it's import, and then come down to sounds, I've got all these different sounds that I can use. Now I'm going to select one that we can do as a kind of opening for this video. So in fact the one I'm going to click is in the music section. I'm going to choose Awakening. I'm going to drag that onto the screen and just leave that right at the front there. Now you'll notice, in fact, let me just move that down underneath, that it's really long. I only want that sound to be up until the video starts. So only up until this point here. So I'm going to just select that, and then I'm going to cut that there. So I'm just now going to click on that and delete that from the screen. So now we've got a little bit of audio that will play right at the start before the actual talking starts in the video in the PowerPoint slide. So let's just watch that now. And now now one problem is you notice that was really abrupt, but there are actually other things that I can do because I've got some really useful effects that I can work with. Okay, so we've now got a little intro. It's a bit simple. I could go in and change the color and change the size of the text. I'm just giving you a very quick idea of what MOVAVI can do. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some music to go along with the start of that. And if I come up to the top here, I'll notice that I've got all these different options, and one of them is music. I'm going to click on that music one there, and I've got loads of music that I can choose from. And for this one, I'm just going to drag in and use Awakening. So I'm just going to bring this down. It's a little bit lively, but it will do. I'm going to drag that onto the screen. You notice there, in fact, I'm going to just pull that down so it's on the line below. Now let me just play that just to give you a feel of what that now, the effect that it would have. Now the problem is that the music carries on, so what we actually want to do now is move it back, and when we get to that point where we're going to stop the intro and start the video, we want to cut it. So all I'm going to do is make sure I've got that selected at that point, and I'm just going to cut, and then I'm going to delete this, and now the music will stop when the speaking starts. So let's play that back and see how that works. And now I'm going to talk. Now the only problem with that now is that it's kind of abrupt, but actually we can even do something now about that. Now all I'm going to do is first of all come down here and just kind of, I can zoom in and zoom out here, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, click on that audio file, and then come up to here, and we've got the option, if I can remember the right button to click on clip properties. That is the properties of that particular object. So I'm going to click on here, and you'll notice that one of the options that I've got is to fade out in the last part of the song. So all I'm going to do is just select that song fades out in the last last perhaps 2 seconds. And that should really make a difference now, that when the video is playing, the music will start, but it will start fading after 2 seconds. In fact, 2 seconds might be too long because it's actually a very short video. So I'm going to just make this 1 second. And hopefully, in fact, if we come in really close, we should see now that it fades out towards the end. Let's just play that and see if it's worked. So we're going to click again and play the video. And now I'm going to talk about this, and perfectly that fades in and then the voice comes in. That really works well. I really hope you found that useful. Please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. Lots more free videos, and if you scroll through the opening page, you'll see loads of the latest videos that I've been adding up. You'll also see my courses, including my YouTube course, and in fact you can click and get a little bit more information. If you want to follow me, the best thing to do is to sign up to my newsletter. That way you get updated with all the blog posts, the webinars, the online courses, and of course all of the latest videos that I have uploaded. I'm going to share some more videos on the screen now that you might find interesting, and thank you very much.